chasing all my goals, I gotta get it. If I start something, then you know I gotta finish. Talk about life, mental health, and all the realness. If you speak on it, then you know you gotta feel
how real it is. How real it is. How real it is. How real it is. Hey, yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hayden THC.
It's your boy Suavee.
And welcome back to the How Real It Is podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Today, we have a very, very, very special guest with us. Babe, you want to introduce her?
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
So, yeah, man, this is my friend, my hairstylist, my counselor. You know what I'm saying? One of my best friends when I moved here to Atlanta. You know, it's my girl Kay.
Hey.
Yeah. So, man, let me tell you a little bit about Kay. So, you know, I moved to Atlanta and I was looking for somebody to do my hair, right? And so one of my friends was like, oh, yeah, her name's Kay. She do good hair. I'm like, all right, cool. So I look her up, book an appointment with her. She was so strict. She was like, make sure your hair is washed. Make sure you wear a mask, and please be on time because I charge if you're not on time. And I'm like, damn. I talked to Hayden. I'm like, damn, she mean.
Yeah, she wasn't even having me in
it was
that
like,
first time either.
She wasn't fucking with it
Nope.
at all.
First couple times.
Facts.
She wasn't fucking with it, but then, you know, she was doing my hair more and more, and we just got close, and I was like, yeah. You know, so, yeah, man, this is Kay, man.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kay, we know you, but the folks out there might not know you. Give them a little rundown. Let these folks know who you are.
Hi, you guys. My name is Kay. Everybody calls me KaySaidIt because who says it better than Kay?
Hey.
But yes, I am a hairstylist. I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I own several businesses. But Stanley is one of my favorite clients.
Hey. Yeah.
And Hayden has been my plus one since I finally let him in on the appointments.
Yes.
I feel like she like Hayden more than me. Actually,
I'm trying to be like Haley when I grow up, which is why our hair is the same.
I know.
I didn't
She
get the
did that.
blonde right. I didn't
She
get
did.
it right though. I was almost there.
You got
I
close.
got close though.
I know. Your hair's lighter than mine.
Just
You
a little
did.
lighter, so I got to
Yeah.
tone it down a little bit more next
Okay.
time.
All right.
So I can be just like Hayden when I grow up. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, man. So, Kay, tell them a little bit about yourself. What made you, become an entrepreneur?
It's a lot that made me become an entrepreneur. I can't work for nobody, but I still work for everybody, including the one to the right of me. I still work for him. But my name is Kay. My name is Kaylin. Everyone calls me Kay.
Government.
Yeah, that's too official. Isn't it?
It already got real.
It
in
did
the How
get
Real
real.
It Is podcast.
My name is Kaylin. Everyone calls me Kay, and I go by KaySaidIt. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own a salon suites, and I own an event center. I do hair. I really stopped doing hair. Stanley just one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do several things. I do billboard marketing as well. So if you guys need a billboard, check your girl out.
Oh yeah.
Hey. For sure. No, definitely. And that's the one thing that I love about you is that you're so like multifaceted. And I think that's unfortunately rare. You don't see that a lot nowadays. So I want to kind of delve into that a little bit because you kind of got your hands in a lot of different things. What was kind of the reason like, all right, you know what? I'm going to be out here. I'm going to do all this different stuff rather than like, nah, I'm just going to do this one thing and stick with it.
Well, I always tell my stylists and mentees that those things that I decided to do, I didn't decide to do them. They decided me. They chose me. Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
I didn't go look for other hustles.
Okay.
I didn't go look for other jobs. They kind of found me. I started doing hair, and I owned a salon suite, just one little tiny shop. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have suites at that time. When I got the opportunity, I'm a person of opportunity. So once the opportunity approaches me, then I'll say yes or no to the opportunity. And then once it comes to me, then I'll just seal the deal if it's meant for me.
Yeah.
So everything kind of fell in place, starting to do pop-up shops and wanting an event center because I was spending so much on the event centers at the pop-up shops.
Okay.
starting with just needing tables and chairs for my pop-up shops to then having to buy my own and then renting it out from there. So everything kind of sort of decided on me. The billboard opportunity, I'm pretty sure you guys both know how the billboard situation even started. How the billboard situation even started. But the billboard situation started and fell upon me. So that's been one of my most profitable hustles that is now became a business, but it only became off of just something that originally was just a gift.
Yeah. No, that's super cool. And I think that speaks so much to just like your mentality and stuff, you know, because I don't think a lot of people when faced with some of these opportunities would be like, oh, you know what? This is a chance for a new hustle. This is a chance for like a new business. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people might see that or even see those opportunities and just kind of brush them off. And I think that speaks a lot to you and your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's, and you know, I'm a fellow entrepreneur as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I own a production company, and I owned a food truck for about 6 or 7 years. From like 2011 to like 2017 or 2018. And it's different, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different mindset, because I always like to tell people entrepreneurship is a double-edged sword, because the cool thing about it is that it's all up to you, right? You know, like you don't have to answer to anybody. Like you don't have, like, you're your own boss. But the flip side to that is it's all up to you. It's all up to you.
He's my boss, though. That's just crazy.
Yeah. People don't, and that's the thing too, is like I think a lot of people don't realize that either. Like there's a lot of the double side to that is like, you know, there's a lot of pressure, because it's like, you know, you can't just, you know, sometimes if you got a day job or whatever, you can just phone it in, you just getting a paycheck and it's cool, whatever. Like you can't do that when you're an entrepreneur. Like you gotta always be out here grinding and getting it, because there ain't nobody else to get it but you. And so tell us a little bit about that. Like what in your mind was like, you know what, I'm not messing with like working for somebody else. I got to get out here and get it myself.
Once again, every opportunity chose me. So it was so funny, because, not funny, it's honestly a tragic story. But basically, I was homeless and pregnant. And I had a job, and I was working at a hotel. And the hotel was one of the biggest hotels in Atlanta. It's still one of the biggest hotels around the nation. And they gave me discounts on the hotels to stay there. So I was staying there, and I was kind of doing my own thing. I was acting and modeling at the time. And I was just strict on that. Once I found out I was pregnant, everything kind of changed, because everyone knows I have a stomach illness. So my stomach illness came with a lot of sickness and a lot of disabilities that I never even knew existed within myself. So when everything happened, I pretty much had to stop working, because I couldn't even deal with the smell of my job.
Oh, wow.
You get what I'm saying? I couldn't even deal with the smell of my job.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let alone working throughout the smell. So with this being such a luxury hotel, I was working in the spa department. I was literally heading people their wines and food and like holding my mouth, because it stinked so bad to me. And it really didn't stink. It was just essential oils. But it smelled so bad to me that it would make me sick. And because I can't throw up, it was just a whole tragic situation with every experience. And I myself, they didn't fire me, but I myself felt like I did not meet the requirements of what it took to be luxury. I did not meet the requirements of what it took to really deliver the job. So I quit the job, but I still had my benefits until the end of the year. With me quitting the job, I knew that I did not have the money to even sustain the ability to stay at these luxury hotels. Even though I was getting them for very, very, very cheap. Very cheap. Very cheap. But I knew I could not sustain it, because one, I couldn't even walk in the building and smell it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, so me smelling it made me sick to my stomach. So I just, at that point, I started staying with a friend of mine, and that's when I started my business. And when I started my business, I started it with no money. I started with no money at all. I started on a free trial, so I didn't even pay for my website.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I started on a free trial. I didn't pay for anything. I didn't have inventory. I didn't have anything, and I just started all the way back over from where my original degree was, which was being a master cosmetologist, which
Okay.
is doing hair. So
Nice.
since I knew that was my hustle, I knew that each client could get me to the next level. So
Yeah.
that's where I created my motto that every dollar counts.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's super true. It absolutely is. And I think that was one thing that I learned a lot was that, you know, I mean, you gotta penny pinch everywhere you can. You know what I'm saying? Like every dollar absolutely counts. And that's why I think, at least for me, whenever, you know, cause especially early on before I like, you know, kind of learned how to handle myself as much as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's like, and you know, Stan knows this, like I'm really bad about letting people walk all over me.
Yeah.
And I absolutely had clients walk all over me. Like there was this one, I remember it was probably one of like the third event I think I ever did. And, they had way more people than they told me. And I was like, well, I prepared for the amount that you told me we're going to be there. I didn't prepare for like, you know, over twice as many people. And so they, at the end, they were really upset and they like, I mean, they shorted me the rest of my money because they were just like, oh, well, you know, like we had to do all this stuff and you weren't prepared and all this other stuff. And so of course for me, I'm just, you know, I'm just like, okay, but I'm like, nah. So, but that hurt, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, like will hurt you so much as a business, like and that's the thing, like, at least for me, like once I had like employees and stuff like that, like at the end of the day, I'm not shorting their paychecks. Like I'm the one that has to take the L. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot. It's a lot to handle. And I think people don't realize that or understand like some of the challenges or struggles with that.
Facts. Yeah. So I know you've taken L's being an entrepreneur, Kay. Is there any L's that you took that you're just like, I gotta bounce back from?
Let me tell you something about entrepreneurship. You take L's every day.
That's facts.
You take L's every day. I don't care how glitz and glamorous it looks. You take L's literally every day. If I was to tell you every single L I've taken as a business owner, from not being understood by the customer to not being understood by the employee to not being understood even by myself. You get what I'm saying?
Ooh,
I would be literally talking for hours, days, months, years about how much the experience of the L's are. But I think that what makes me different from everyone else is my resilience to keep going. Like, I can honestly, and it took me a while to really master this. Not even master this, because I still haven't mastered this, because I just took a L today, this morning. But, and that's serious, and that's real. But literally, your resilience makes you really just invincible.
It
Makes you invincible because it makes you realize that no matter what comes my way, I can still overcome it and still keep going. So there's so many things that's happened in probably two of my businesses, all of my businesses really it's Wednesday. So I think all of my businesses hit a really hard turn last week.
Okay.
All of them. Yeah. And it hit at once. And because of my mindset, we were able to keep it going. Yeah. And I took the L by myself. You get what I'm saying? I took the L by myself, but I kept it going. And I think that as entrepreneurs, your ability to keep going is what will keep you in motion. Fact. It keep you in motion. It won't keep you on profit, but it'll keep you in motion. And I think that's what's more important than anything else like that. Because if you're able to keep going, then nothing can stop you.
No facts.
That's so
nothing
true.
Can stop you.
Yeah, I had man, I was part of this for a couple years. I was part of this like kind of like goal accountability group type of thing. It was like we checked in every week. Like we had goals that we all set, and we did like, I don't know if you're familiar with SMART goals at all. Yeah. And it's an acronym basically for those of y'all out there who are wondering like what the hell I'm talking about. It's an acronym that I believe stands for I just forgot what the S stands for, but I know it's measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. And it's basically a way to be very specific and more pointed about your goals to help you achieve the goals that you're actually looking for. So instead of, having an abstract goal of just like, oh yeah, like I want to blow up this year. All right, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? That's more of kind of a really vague goal that could, have a lot of different meanings. But a smart goal would be like, I'm trying to make $400,000 by the end of this year by doing X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? That's a smart goal because then you can break that down into smaller pieces and then do that. And so that's what we would do. We would check in every week. Like we had weekly goals that were working towards our year-long goals. And so one of the guy who was leading the group had this quote. I don't know if he got it from somewhere, but it really stuck out to me. He said, "The only way you fail is if you quit."
For sure.
Yeah.
Everything else you learn from and move on. And that was like, that really stuck out to me, where it's just like, even those really hard times where you're just like, oh my gosh, like feels like everything's going wrong right now. And it would be one of those things where I'm just like, all right, well, I got a lot to learn right now, I guess,
Exactly.
And instead of, but that's the thing. It's like, I've seen a lot of people who quit, and those are the ones that really fail. The ones who are still here, still doing it, still sticking it out.
Yep.
You just move on. Like you said, the motion, you just move past those L's and just keep going forward.
Oh, facts. Yeah.
Yeah. And go ahead.
I think that stumbling blocks, that's what I call them.
Okay.
Stumbling blocks. It's just like a speed bump.
Yeah.
So if you stop at a speed bump, you're not going to get up the speed bump. That's just a little tiny speed bump. You're going to keep going. You just got to slow down a little bit so you don't hit your bumper too hard. So that's what I call them. And so I think that my mentality and the perspective I've had on the speed bumps has changed. I didn't look at the speed bumps as red lights. I didn't look at my speed bumps as stop signs. I looked at my speed bumps as a sense of slowing down, not stopping. And I think that a lot of people get that confused, because if you're driving on the road, you know what stopping is. You stop.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You know what a roadblock is, means you can't keep going. You know what I'm saying? But when there is just a stumbling block and there's just a speed bump in the road, take a drink to that. Because if there's a speed bump in the road, you slow down, but you still keep driving because you have to get over the speed bump. It's like a little doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? To make sure you don't hit your bumper too hard.
Facts,
You know what I'm saying? To make sure you don't hit your bumper too hard. You don't want to mess up your car while you're doing it. And then you just keep going. And then it's so much smoother after you just keep going. And I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, not even entrepreneurs, but people in general, and a lot of people who are not entrepreneurs lack that understanding that those L's, I don't even look at stuff as L's. I don't take no L's. I'm going to just be honest with y'all. So the saying of an L never exists in my life. It's literally just a speed bump. Okay, y'all, we got to slow down right here. Okay, boom. Okay, cool. We got over that. All right, y'all, let's keep going. Like, you know what I'm saying? I keep my team very motivated in that way. And because I have such a dynamic and enlarged team, like I have my salon suite owners, and I have the people at the event center that help out, and I have my people at the billboards business help out. So I look at everybody as, individuals who are needing their own career. If I don't pilot this the correct way, then I would confuse people and make them think that what's happening right now is our permanent. Like, we took a big L in the Billboard Boulevard community last week, and even the past 2 weeks, we took a big L. And everybody, they're calling me with, hey, this happened, and I have bills to pay, and this happened, and this have this, and I have this, and I have this, and I have this. And even though these aren't people that work for me, these are people who are my mentees. They look up to what it is that we have to accomplish as a goal, as a community. And because I know that I'm the only one who can really pilot this situation, I can really navigate this ship. You know what I'm saying? Right. I have to let them know that this is really what comes with business. And I think people think about entrepreneurship as, oh, you work for yourself. oh, you live in this luxurious lifestyle. Oh, you make all this money, this, that, and the other. But they don't understand that every dollar you have has a name to it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Every dollar you have has a name to it. Mm-hmm. And no matter how much money you make, you have people to pay. You have bills to pay. You have things to do.
Yes.
You have your own life to live, and you have to eat every day. And in my case, I have a child. So because I
Even
have
more
so many different things that each dollar has a name to, I have to be able to show them how we can overcome everything and keep the momentum going.
Yes.
You have to keep the momentum going. And then not only keep the momentum going, but honestly still, how do I say this? Keep life going.
Man.
Yeah.
Who said it?
Kay
said
it.
Man. Kay said it for
Kay
sure.
said it.
Kay is over here preaching to y'all.
No, facts. It's one thing that reminds me of something that my my entrepreneurship mentor, because I actually ended up going to school for entrepreneurship when I was in college, because I went for music business, and I added that on as a double major just because, I started the food truck, and I was flying by the seat of my pants, but I'm just like, I mean, hey, I should probably figure out what I'm doing.
Facts, right?
let me learn. Let me actually learn about what I'm currently doing. And so, but my entrepreneurship mentor, the one thing that he drilled in our heads, and I credit him so much for this, is he said one of the most important responsibilities you have as a business owner is the ability to employ people and give people jobs. And that was something that I always took to heart, and how important that is. And it also was, on a side note, very frustrating when I felt like, certain people that I did hire, took that for granted. When it's just like, yo, I never once ever, I had 9 employees when I was with the food truck. Not once did I ever short one of their paychecks, ever. I was never late, and I never shorted them on a paycheck, ever. Now, would that mean that I'm taking that out of what I'm taking home? Best believe it.
Yeah.
Plenty of times. But that is so important. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, your ability to do that, and then on top of that, like you said, like pilot, like be the captain of that ship.
Several ships.
Yes, and
3
yeah.
ships. I have 3 ships. I'm piloting 3 ships at the same time, y'all. And I'm here to tell you, I'm about to lose my mind. But go ahead.
No, for real. And so I know that come with a lot of like stress and everything like that. So how is your mental health right now with that?
Like Dory said, we just keep swimming.
Fact.
But literally, no, seriously, no, for real. A long time ago, I still struggle with anxiety. I still, to this day, I will not lie to you and tell you I do not struggle with anxiety. Anxiety, sometimes it never got the best of me. So let me. Your words are very powerful. Okay, so you have to be careful what you say.
Yeah.
Anxiety has never got the best of me, but my anxiety has always been my biggest challenge. Not the things that I face, but my anxiety itself. The what ifs we don't make it. What if we don't make it through? What if we can't pay all these bills?
Right.
What if I can't take over all this overhead? What if one day this, that, and the other happens and everything shuts down and I cannot be able to deliver the way I need to deliver?
Yeah.
Those things have been my recent challenges within myself, but the biggest challenge has always been my anxiety within myself. One thing I can always say about this, and what I've learned in my anxiety situation itself, is that I've overcame a lot in my life. And I remind myself consistently, like I have a big mark on my stomach that reminds me every day that since I walked on this earth, that I've overcame.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I overcame life itself. I'm not even supposed to be here right now. I wasn't even supposed to make it past 6 months.
Oh, really?
That's
Damn.
crazy. Yeah.
So this big mark on my stomach shows me that. Every day I look in the mirror, I'm like, of course, some days I forget it is even there, even though it's so relevant. But at the same time, it showed me so much, and it's taught me so much.
Yeah.
And because I'm able to overcome something not simple, because it's such a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But because it's such a big thing has become so simple to me, I realized that the shift of your perception in a situation will overcome anything that you're going through. Yeah. So because I've gone through so much and I'm able to look past all the things I've gone through, I'm able to know that, oh, this is one of them challenges again. Okay, cool. All right, bet. So here's what we got to go through to get through that. And of course, it's not such an easy process, but because I've gone through it so much my entire life, it's becoming more simpler to figure out the solutions to the problems quicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
No, that's really good. I think that's such an important mentality to have. And I think too, that's what, even aside from entrepreneurship, just as people,
life,
like, I feel like that's what hangs up people sometimes. I think, cause here's my attitude, you know, there's things in life we can't control, and life throws us plenty of curveballs, and we can't control that. But what we can control is how we react to it and what we do about those curveballs that life throws us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, I know people in my life and in my own family who it's like they're constantly a victim. You know what I'm saying? It's like all they do is sit around and they just blame, you know, they just blame life. They blame all these things. And it's like, in their mind, if this and this and this didn't happen to me, I would be happy. You know what I'm saying? Or X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And the thing is, you know, shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens in life.
All the time.
But you have a choice. You can either, A, let that stop you and let that hinder you, or B, you can take that, you can learn from it, and you can decide, all right, how am I going to move on and move forward?
Facts.
And that's, I mean, even beyond just entrepreneurship, that's just a life thing that I think is so huge and so important. And that's been a big thing for me. I know for sure, because it, in those times, I just gotta sit there and be like you said, you know what I'm saying? Remind myself of everything that I've been through, and been just like,
KaySaidIt.
Yeah, KaySaidIt.
No
facts.
Y'all are so in tune. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's like we're married or something.
Yeah, y'all are almost married. Y'all are almost married.
Almost, yeah.
No facts. So I know that, you know, you on your journey, you doing good for yourself. Have you ran into people that just cut you off or stopped talking to you, or said like, oh, you know, Kay thinks she better than everybody? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what challenges have you faced with people? Because of course you're fucking growing, you know what I'm saying? And people behind you are like, oh, she thinks she better than, you know, people, or she thinks she all that. Like, what have you dealt with that? People changing?
Y'all listen.
I know it. Cause man,
I'm gonna be real with you. People as a whole change every single day.
Yeah.
I reintroduce myself to people every single day. And I'm here to tell people, like, when I was engaged, everybody know I was engaged. You know I was engaged?
I actually didn't.
You didn't know I was engaged?
No.
I knew. Of course I knew.
Of course you knew, my God. Yeah, but yes, I was engaged.
Oh, okay.
And so what I used to tell him is that I'm a different person every day.
Okay.
I am.
Yeah.
When I learn new things, I become different. When I encounter new things, I become different.
Yeah.
And what marriage is, and it's not a marriage counseling session, but what marriage is accepting you and all that you are, and all that you will be, and all that you can be.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's the bow. That's
actually,
the bow.
Yes.
You know, that's why I haven't made that bow. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But no, seriously. And so during that process, I was actually becoming an entrepreneur.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was becoming from a stay-at-home mom. Before that, I was homeless and pregnant. And before that, he was just my boyfriend who I just decided, oh, I love him so much. You know what I'm saying? So those are processes that you go through.
Yeah.
And with each process becomes an opportunity to grow.
Yes.
And with the opportunities to grow, if you're not growing, well, I'll put it like this. With growth comes change.
Yes.
So with me growing through the process, I'm changing a little bit each time.
Yeah.
So if you're not really in tune to each time I turn up the notch, then by the time you do wake up, I've already switched the whole switch.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I used to tell him every day, like, hey, every day I'm gonna wake up a different person. You get what I'm saying? Every day I'm gonna wake up a different person. And with that, I will say this.
Kay said it. Kay about to say it.
I'm really cautious of what I say because Kay said it, and you know what I'm saying. You have to be careful with who you surround yourself with, and even the people you surround yourself with, they will be, as my grandmother say, for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
They will be there.
Yep.
And I learned in church this past Sunday, there are something called ravens, right? And now y'all know about the situation with the ravens in the Bible. No? No. Okay, cool. So I'm not really, now mind you, I'm very biblical, but I don't know their names. I don't know these countries because it gets really technical, but I can say this. God used a raven to bless someone. The raven is the dirtiest bird.
Okay.
Okay? If you read it in the Bible and you look it up, the raven is the dirtiest bird. And anybody who's watching this will be able to testify to this. Yeah. The raven is the dirtiest bird. So if the dirtiest bird could be used as a growth opportunity, I am able to use every person who encounters me as a growth opportunity. Regardless if I'm able to look at you and see you as someone who may betray me soon, someone who may not have my best interests at heart, right, or someone who you might have got your money kind of dirty. But at the same time, I'm able to use those as growth opportunities. Yep. Because if God can use a raven to bless somebody, right? The dirtiest bird to bless someone, then God can use anything to bless you. So that's what I've learned in just a process of stuff as entrepreneurship. And it broke it all the way down because sometimes I look at situations like, oh, why did they betray me? Why did they stop being my friend? Or why did they look at me as if I was better than them and I never even looked at myself as that? Right. Or why did this, that, and the other happen? I was filled with so many questions as to why along the journey that I had to really understand that storyline itself to understand that everyone is here for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. So life itself will tell you who is what and what category they fit in. But it's not for you to determine that. And what I've also learned is that, because I'm quick to cut somebody off. So while you saying everybody quick to cut me off, I'm quick to cut somebody off. Like, I am quick. Like, I'm like, oh no, once I peep it, I'm out of there.
That's me.
But I also miss the blessing in that person being in my life because I cut them off before they could show me their purpose.
Right.
Okay.
And so because of that, I wasn't able to encounter the stumbling block. I wasn't able to encounter the speed bump that we might go through to be able to get to where we really needed to go. I wasn't able to do that. And so I cut people off so quick. And over time I realized, like, no, I'm gonna let them linger until they just fall off on their own.
Yeah.
They're gonna fall off on their own.
That's
for
true.
sure. They're gonna fall off on, and you're here to, you told me some stories before.
Yes.
But this is my last Bible story. But there's a story in the Bible, and I've really been learning a lot. And it's called, and the saying is, Jesus did not have to kill Judas. Judas killed himself.
Yeah.
Do you know about the story? Quick.
Yeah.
Quick. You know about the story?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, do you know about the story? Okay, quick. For anybody who don't know, quick, because like I said, I'm not here to teach you guys biblical. And I really don't even know everybody's names in the stories or the countries. This stuff gets long. But what I'm here to say is that Judas gave up the location of where Jesus was before he got killed.
Yeah.
Judas gave that location up for a couple of pieces of jewelry or whatever the case might be. Judas felt so bad knowing that he betrayed Jesus that he killed himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the storyline is Jesus did not have to kill Judas. Judas kills himself. So I always look at myself in situations when people betray me or when people do think of like, oh, you're thinking better than everybody else. I let them kill themselves off before I kill them off because I want them to fulfill all of their purpose.
Right. No, that's true.
Yeah.
I want them to fulfill all of their purpose before I cut them off quickly because I seen the red flag in them.
Yeah.
I just let them go ahead and do it.
Okay. Like listen, y'all. It's Wednesday, but Kay preaching like it's Sunday. Where's the organ at?
Listen, we got the piano right there. Let's go ahead and cue the organ.
They're fast, man.
Oh man. That's so true though. But I've I've found more times than not that a lot of times those people will just naturally fall off. And I think we may have even kind of touched on this in a previous episode where it's, you know, a lot of times you just outgrow people. Like if you're growing and people are not growing with you, you're just going to outgrow them.
Facts.
You know?
And that's exactly what I've been learning lately, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because it's like, again, I would overthink and be like, oh, am I the problem? And I'm like, no, I'm not the problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, outgrowing people and doing what I got to do in life to make myself happy. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, you know, who you surround yourself with is so important.
Yeah.
I think, I don't remember who said this, but I heard somewhere that you're a sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yeah.
And to some degree, that's kind of true. You know what I'm saying? Because those people and the things that you talk about, you know what I'm saying? What you choose to put into your mind, like that influences you and that affects how you act, you know? And so I've found when I surround myself with people who are pushing me, who are growing as well, and who are encouraging me to be the best version of myself, that's when I thrive the most.
Yeah.
For me. And I've found that to be so true.
Yeah, it's true. You know, I know the other day you got a call, you know, from Trez, and you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, bro, you need to make more beats. You need to make more music. And you're just like,
You do.
you know, yeah, he definitely do. And
Hey, we made 2 songs this week.
we did.
Put me in the
First of
studio.
all,
I got
we
something
did.
to say.
Hey, Kay said it.
Kay said it.
Facts. But, you know, you got off the phone with Trez and he was like, I got to get in the studio. I got to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I like that. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
like the fact that you can
That's
get
true.
on the phone with your friend and your friend's motivating you. Get your ass up and get in the studio.
Yep.
More
You know what I'm
importantly,
saying?
the reception
Yeah.
of that. People are not
Yeah.
able to receive it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's facts
so
too.
true.
Yeah.
That is super true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Because and I think that's another thing that stumbles with people's growth too sometimes, where it's just like, you know, because I've done that for people and it's like I'm only going to do that so many times, and if you're not, you know what I'm saying, if you're just not hearing or not on that same wavelength, it's just like, again, kind of like you said, it's like we're not on the same wavelength, and we probably just gonna like just drift apart, you know?
Yeah.
Like that person's gonna naturally just kind of fall by the wayside for me more times than not.
Right.
Just because, again, like I'm, you know, like we out here trying to get it, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the vibe and the mentality that I'm around,
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
And I don't know, just the people who aren't, who are just kind of just where they at and they're just staying there, you know what I'm saying? Not growing,
Stagnant.
not nothing. Yeah, stagnant. I don't know. I can't connect with those people because that's just not me.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
like Wi-Fi connection.
Ooh, okay.
You might have a hot spot.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
Hey,
You
said
might
it.
have a hot spot, but you don't have a Wi-Fi connection with those people.
Ooh.
So you got to use the connection that you do have to get what you need to get to that connection that you need. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? To download what you need.
Okay.
But you not having a Wi-Fi connection is a little different. A Wi-Fi
Yeah.
connection means you go regardless.
yeah.
You go regardless, right? But with a hotspot, you know that's a little weaker of a signal, right? That's a weak strength, right? So you got to use people. I didn't know this before, though. I did not know this before because the only thing I knew before is that if you're not 1,000, you're nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially as entrepreneurs.
Yes.
As entrepreneurs, because our life is, whew, you know what I'm saying? So if you're not on, whew, you out of here. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't take on the people who probably could bring in the forks and the napkins and the plates because they couldn't bring in the ribs and the chicken and the burgers.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That's so true.
So we got to assign people to our life as according to what they can bring to the table.
Facts.
Yeah.
I like
No,
that. I'm gonna
that's
use
super
that.
true.
I'm using that for sure.
Kay said it.
Kay said it.
Kay said it.
Man, now that's good for sure.
Yeah, take a drink to that hater.
Take
Look, take a
You know it. Listen. We got the Casamigos in here, y'all.
Well, I'm almost done with mine. Well, we about the same.
I know. I'm
I think
almost
we should
done.
down it together.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
1, 2, 3. Hey.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's that Cristalino.
I got that Red Bull in mind, but
Yeah,
ain't no pressure to it.
she got that energy.
I got the energy.
That energy.
Literally, the energy.
Oh,
You get what I'm saying? Inner. INNER.
G
Yeah. I got the energy.
capital.
Yeah.
Capital G.
Okay. So one thing that I wanted to bring up, just because this is the How Real It Is podcast, we keep it real on here.
Keep it real.
Yes. So one thing that I wanted to discuss is because we're both entrepreneurs, right?
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm a white man. You're a black woman.
Yes.
Our experiences are for sure different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But the same. But go ahead.
yes, the same but different.
Yeah.
So do you feel like that you've faced any like challenges or how do you feel like your experiences has been different? And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's something that like as we share our own experiences, we can kind of discover that. But, have you had any experiences that you feel like, I know that XYZ is given more of a challenge just because, you know what I'm saying, of how shit is.
Listen. I'm a black woman, right? That's super minority. I'm black.
Yep.
And I'm a woman. So there's two different minorities in the situation.
Yes.
Right? The black challenges, of course, is people treating me as if I'm black. You know what I'm saying? I had to deal with everything a black man or anyone black does, goes through. The racist situations, the people trying to discount your services because you're less than, et cetera, right? With me being a woman, though, I cannot tell you more so about me being black than I can tell you about me being a woman.
Yeah.
With me being a woman, with this being a man's world, as James Brown says,
Yep.
I'm here to tell you that's the biggest challenge for me.
I believe it.
And it's because a lot of men that we have to do business with look at you as sexual creatures. They look at you as sexual creatures. And there's no doubt, no cockiness. I am very attractive. However, what I can say is I'm about my business first.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's so many men that I need to do business with, that I need to survive, that I need to get to the next level with, that look at me as a sex symbol. Now, mind you guys, I used to do videos back in the day, so if you ever Google me, that's what you'll see. But
But the thing is, there's nothing wrong with that.
there's
wrong with
nothing
that
wrong
at
with
all.
that. However, when people look at you in certain lights, you cannot change their perception of you.
Yeah.
You cannot. And there's so many guys I need to do business with who look at me. I had a guy really recently. You probably will be watching this interview too. And he asked me this. And it's so funny because I stopped doing business immediately. He said, "Do you think the sex will be better before or after we make money together?"
Whoa.
And I said,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I just need you to do this. Like, that's all I need you to do is the 1-2 and I was going to pay you for it. But I knew that the discounts came in because of the sex appeal and because of the attraction. You know what I'm saying? They call it pretty privilege. That's what the girls call it, pretty privilege. But pretty privilege comes with consequence too.
Yeah.
Because pretty privilege also comes with a guy who wants to probably take you on a date. The date also might be, of course, is a what's it called? A reel to just putting you into the bedroom of themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to take you on dates for real. They don't want to. They don't want to feed you because you're hungry for real. They don't see that. They don't even know that. They don't want to.
Stomach.
They don't care about if I put. They don't care if I'm full or if I'm hungry. They only want to make sure they make me comfortable enough to go to that next level with them.
Yeah.
And that has been my biggest challenge in business. And that's the reason why I've incorporated many men who I genuinely know care about me and that I care about in my business so that they can facilitate those types of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Because those types of things can honestly hinder you in business.
Yeah.
And when people, especially men, it's a man world, like James Brown said. I don't care what women say. I'm a woman's woman. But this is a man's world. I'm sitting between two men right now, okay? This is a man's world, seriously, okay? This is a man's world. And with this being a man's world, I'm here to tell you guys that because of this, we don't have to operate the way men operate, but we have to be cautious of the way men operate and be cautious of who we operate with because their intentions may not be as pure as ours.
Yeah.
Oh, facts.
Nah, for sure. And that's okay. I'm gonna tell you a little story. It's a short one, but just to prove your point, basically. So, when I was in school for entrepreneurship, I was part of this year-long incubator program. So it was me and probably about like 6 or 7 other businesses, and we would meet up, I think at least once or twice a week, and we would basically help each other and workshop each other's businesses. It was dope. I'm not gonna lie. It was dope because we all had different types of businesses and we were all able to learn a lot from each other, and help kind of give perspective that might be hard to get, you know, when you're kind of just in the trenches of your business day in and day out, you know? But one of the business owners in said incubator group literally said this to us, and I was just like high-key appalled. But he was like, yeah, I don't think I'd ever really hire a woman because it would just kind of, you know, like mess with our corporate culture. And I was like,
whoa,
what?
I'm here to say that's true, but go ahead.
I'm like, dog, excuse me? Like, you'll never hire a woman because it'll mess with your corporate
We're
culture?
all men.
Yes.
That's the reason why.
Yes. And again, to prove your point as well, we were all men. And it was, and it's so true. And I think especially in, you know, as an entrepreneur in the world of business, like that's such, there's kind of still, I mean, it's, you know, from like the 50s and 60s where it's like the man's supposed to go to work and the wife's supposed to be in the kitchen, you know, cooking and pumping out babies and shit. You know, it's like that's still, it's crazy because, you know, especially in business, especially when you deal with these like older people or like old money people, which you have to a lot of times, like you have to. It's
not even a lot of times, all the time. That's who the old money is, creates what the new money is.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes. And it's like, and it's crazy because you still have those attitudes and perceptions that trickle down. You know what I'm saying? That still to this day, like we're in 2024, y'all. This ain't the 50s. This ain't the 60s. We're in 2024 and people still have this attitude. And it's very, very prevalent in business. And so that's why when you said that, it didn't surprise me at all because I've seen it. And, you know, for the first 3 years of my business, I had a business partner who was a woman, and it would be so interesting because we were 50-50 partners, and everybody would always like turn their attention towards me because I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? Even though there were certain things that she handled that would be her part of her duty and her wheelhouse, they would automatically look to me too. And it's just like, that's her. That's her department.
I'm Southern. I grew up very Southern.
Yes.
And in every household, the women hold the most power, right?
Yeah.
But the men are the biggest representatives.
Ooh. Yeah.
They're the
That's
biggest
so
representatives. So though the woman holds the man down, the man is the representative. He's the captain of the kingdom. So therefore, I realized that soon because I cannot fight history.
Yeah.
There's no way I can say, no, I am this. Da, 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 da. There's no way. There's no way. I can be a woman's woman. I'm a woman's woman. You know that. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm a woman's woman. We are very powerful creatures. But what I can say is this. As a man, the type of domination you have that's instilled in you beyond birth
Yeah.
is totally different from a woman.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah.
That's not to diminish the value of women, but at the same time, that's why girls are now creating this whole fake soft girl era. I don't even believe in that. But no, and the reason why I don't believe in that is because, and this is going to go back to, because honestly, this goes back to decades and decades ago, slavery days. Okay.
Yeah.
This goes back to the days where the women are who held the man down, but the men who represented. For real. They're the ones who took the beatings. They're the ones who took the punishments. They're the ones who took the biggest risk, right?
Yeah.
But I'm here to tell you that's for a reason.
Yeah.
Biologically and even in our minds, women cannot encounter what men go through.
Yeah.
Our emotions are not equipped for that. There's so many things emotionally I get attached to in business that I know a man would never. Because he looks at it as though it's a business.
Okay.
And though I look for it as though it's a relationship. The same way guys are able to hit it and quit it, and women are still like, oh, you're my man. It's the same way.
Yeah.
And because I've realized that, I know that, just like you said,
Yeah.
the dominance that you had in the business, though she had these roles, right?
Yep.
The dominance and the seriousness that you had in the business could not even encounter the person who thought they could encounter the woman. Anybody can think they can take over the woman. But when the king or the lion stands up, right? You know, the lion is the captain of the kingdom. He's the one who's really in charge for real. Not the one who's underneath him. And it's not even underneath him saying. Like, I say underneath him because I think about Lion King, the character, the cartoon. But I think about, you know what I'm saying? I think about Nala's mom and Nala's dad. But I think about that, and because I think about that, I really look at the life that we live now, which is why I incorporate so many men into my business now. Because I realize now the power that only women have and that only men have.
Yeah.
That is true. It's genetic. It's in our genetics. It's in our genitals. This is what it is. This is literally what it is. And though I try to be such a strong black woman, I am such a strong black woman.
Yeah.
I'm still able to respect that there's a power that men have that women do not.
Yeah.
And there's a power that each individual, it goes beyond gender, beyond race. It goes beyond everything that one individual has that the other does not. And because of that, you have to recognize the power in each other, because if not, everybody's thinking they're going to rule the kingdom. And that's not case. There has to be someone who works for somebody. There has to be someone who's the boss. There has to be someone who's over that person. And I think people have to really understand that there's a call of command.
Okay.
And it's not making one person over the other person. Because it could be a woman who's over command and then the man who's underneath it. It could be anything. But everybody has to understand the role itself. Not gender, not race, not anything else like that. But it's the role itself. But I also have realized that men, because they have that dominance nature, they can encounter a lot of things that women, or just myself, I don't even want to cause no controversy, but I will say women. To cause any controversy, because you can just shoot me in a DM if you have a question about it. Cannot encounter, I don't care what it is, they cannot encounter that. Men are literally equipped to literally encounter a lot of things that women cannot, because our emotions really do get the best of us. Really though.
Yeah.
Men, y'all are able to deal with things a lot different.
Yeah. And I think it's important, I would say, no matter what, it's important to acknowledge the differences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to understand that about each other.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, again, even beyond business is another life thing, you know, because I think a lot of times there's a lack of understanding, you know, between like men and women or vice versa. And it's important to, I think, have that baseline understanding about each other, because you know what? Because then it helps us kind of I don't know if I say like speak each other's language a little bit more, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a different
yin and yang
yes. You know what I'm saying? And having that understanding.
balance.
Yeah. Having that understanding is really important. And honestly, even like in relationships, like again, this is a life thing. Like I see a lot of people struggle in relationships because there's a disconnect between that understanding.
Yeah, lack
you know
of
what I'm saying?
communication for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that again, that applies in business, that applies in relationships, that applies in life. And I think what you said is, you know, is really powerful. And I think it's important to, again, just understand the reality of society, of life, of our situations. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I mean, let's keep it real. Like there's a lot of times where I've had to speak up. I had to speak up for my business partner because just of the situation we were in off rip, because she is a woman, she's not as respected as me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of be a representative, like you said, like a representative for her to speak up in that situation. In an ideal world, should it be like that? Absolutely not. But guess what? This is the world that we live in. And shit, sometimes it's like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times, you know, people don't understand. I think a lot of times too, men don't understand that about women, that's something that women have to deal with. And that's, again, and thank you so much. Yeah. And thank you so much for sharing that. And that's part of, again, why we're doing this podcast, is because like we want to, you know, we want to have these types of conversations so that hopefully somebody out there can be like, oh, damn, for real, it's like that?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is. No,
It absolutely is like that. And that, I think those are the things that help, you know what I'm saying? That helps us learn, that helps us grow, and that helps all of us have a better understanding about each other. You know what I'm saying? Because we are different. We do have these differences, and those things do affect our day-to-day lives, affect our businesses.
Yeah.
And to be able to talk about those, to shed light on those, to help have a better understanding, I think is how, you know what I'm saying? Again, like you said, I don't think we're going to we can't change history, and we can't change, you know, maybe even a lot of degrees of how society is right now, but I think it helps. You know what I'm saying? I think
personal encounters.
Yes. Those things, that's what really helped me. That's what helped change me so much as a human being and as an individual. And again, I swear to God, I say this every episode. I really do. But it's like, that's why we're starting this podcast. That's why we're doing this, is to have these types of conversations, to talk about these things, because you have a perspective that neither one of us have. And we can listen to you and what your experience is and what you have to say. And that's going to help both of us just be like,
and vice versa.
Yeah. And I think and I hate that in some ways we live in a world where those types of conversations are tough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we don't have those. And that's why we wanted to create a space to have those types of conversations, to talk about those types of things, and to learn. You know what I'm saying? And thank you, everybody out there who's listening on a regular basis. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope that y'all are listening and learning and gaining at least something from everything that we're doing. Even if not, though, you know what I'm saying? We're still learning a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Every day.
And every day, every episode, every time. And, so, Kay, thank you so much. Cause, you dropped like so many gems again. You took us, you took us to church on a Wednesday.
Kay said it.
Kay said it.
Kay definitely said it.
Kay absolutely said it.
Sure. So, what's something you can tell people, like a piece of advice you can tell someone about anything, life, entrepreneurship, anything?
Keep going.
Yeah.
And there's so many different encounters in that. And it's in every situation and every encounter that you need to keep going. And like I said, life has stumbling blocks. But as stumbling blocks come your way, you have to keep the faith. And I know that's so cliche because y'all probably don't know that. That's a Yolanda Adams song. And and it really is true, because you're going to deal with situations with race. You're
Yes.
going to deal with situations with gender.
Yep.
You're going to deal with situations with just clients and owner perceptions. But what I can say is that your momentum, your resilience is what's going to keep you successful. And as a business owner, you're going to deal with the ups. And you're going to deal with the downs. And a lot of times people look at ups.
The
Yeah.
good and the bad. It's the least I can do. All right, I'm done. I can't sing.
Yes, you can. Shut up.
Cater to you.
What you
Okay,
say,
Michelle.
Baby, this is your day.
Yeah.
Do anything for your man.
You blow me
I know that's
away.
right. Blow me away. But listen,
I made your dinner last night.
You
I
did.
ain't getting no dinner, no cap.
No dessert. We got you.
I ain't getting no dinner or dessert. I just want to tell y'all that on this podcast here
you.
today, everybody else got dinner and dessert but me. But anyway,
We got you.
We got you.
but listen, you guys, I'm here to say that literally you're going to go through ups and downs and challenges in life. Not just entrepreneurship, but just life itself. You're going to deal with it with
Facts.
family. You're going to deal with friends. You're going to deal with the strangers. It's really about how you take it.
Yeah.
That's going to determine how you overcome it. You get what I'm saying? If you do not go through the lesson, you will not get the benefits of the lesson.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? So if you literally take every lesson by storm, every lesson by nature, every lesson by what is really supposed to be for you,
Yeah.
if you don't do that, you'll be at a standing point, a stumbling block. And it was really only supposed to be a speed bump. So now you just stepped at a speed bump. Do not stop at your speed bumps. Keep going, slow down, give it thought, don't mess up your bumper, and just keep going.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it. Straight
Yeah.
to the point.
Facts. Man. Super powerful. You drop hella gems. We went to the jewelry store today with how many gems you dropped.
Okay, I
Bam.
hope I got a chain that say Big K on it because
Hey, not the
I
little
left
one.
my chains out today.
Oh man. All right. Well, Kay, thank you so much for dropping by. I know she's been hitting us up like literally ever since this podcast dropped. Like, all right, y'all, when am I going to be on this podcast?
Put me on the podcast.
Put me on the
Put me
podcast.
on the podcast. I got something to say.
Kay said it.
Kay said it, man.
said it.
Kay said it, and Kay definitely said it on this episode. So, Kay, thank you so much for dropping by.
Thank you.
Man, this was a really, really good one. We're so excited to have you on the podcast finally, and man, thank y'all so much. Any last thoughts, last words, anything before we close it out?
I got something to say.
Do it.
Ooh.
When you gonna get your hair done again?
No, fast. You see, I got a hat on. Next week.
Y'all just
Next
playing.
week. You know, rent was due. You know how
I,
real
Yeah,
it is.
listen,
you know.
brand new for
How
me too.
real
That's
it
why I need to
is.
figure out when he get his hair
Rent
done again.
Life of an
All
entrepreneur.
my clients got a bill attached to them.
Facts.
When you paying your bill?
Facts.
We got water to pay next week.
I
So that's
got
what
you
your
next
that's what your bill is.
I got you next week for sure.
No fact.
I was just telling Hayden, I'm like, damn. Should she do my hair after the podcast?
I really was
like,
thinking
wait.
that too, and I
I
was like,
was-
should I bring my stuff?
Yeah, I was because I was like, she gonna wonder if she's doing your hair after.
Yeah, I
this podcast.
was wondering too, but I knew you wasn't gonna wash your hair like before, so I was gonna throw shade.
Damn.
Yo,
I just like
Hey,
when she
and-
wash my hair. That's the thing. She don't even know that. I just
He
like
comes to the shop more
she
often.
just massage my hair, and I just be like, I'm just gonna wait.
Stanley is bougie. He wants house calls. And if I ain't got no shampoo bowl, I'm not finna bend
I know.
over and break my
I
back to
know.
wash your hair.
oh man, nah, facts. We got you though.
Yeah.
We gonna be on it. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. You know what I'm saying. And again, if there's any topics, anything that you want us to cover on the podcast, let us know.
Hit us up.
Yes. Either hit us with DMs or leave a comment down below. We absolutely listen to you guys. And if there's like a guest or somebody that you want us to have on the podcast, also let us know that too. We're down.
Even if they want me to come back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they might.
But we
they
gotta get
definitely
you
want
back.
You to come back.
Oh
for
no,
sure.
they don't want you to come back. We just
For
we
sure.
we filming it right now, but once they drop, we know.
Yeah.
You know what's up.
Yeah.
So thank y'all so much. Again, this has been the How Real It Is podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all for another episode next week.
Peace.
Peace.
How real it is. How real it is. How real it is. How real it is. Hey, yeah.
Man. So be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms at How Real It Is Pod.